and backend and web as well. Every time we develop, and I've been hearing some things about it. When we develop, we try to develop across platforms. We develop for iOS, for Android, and web. There's no such thing as, hey, let's do this for iOS and not for Android. Don't feel that way, guys. We love everyone equally, and we always try to tackle everything at the same time. And of course, we have our QA team. We have a manual QA team. We have a QA automation team as well that joined not long ago. And I always consider our amazing tech support as part of our product development, because they really do an amazing job, answering any questions you might have, escalating issues. So they do really feed into improving the product a lot. So that's just a little bit about me and my team. But why am I here? I do this every Thursday because, number one, I want to hear from you. I want to hear about things that you like, things that you don't like, and this is the chance for you to connect with me and ask any questions you might have. There's not many platforms, if any, out there, especially social media, where those that founded it and lead it give the chance to the entire user base to have a honest conversation. The other reason is we actually enjoy giving visibility of everything that we're doing, the great and sometimes the not so great, because that's what Fanbase stands for, right? We're here for the creators, and as part of that promise is also to give visibility and grow with you guys. So that's why I'm here every Thursday, and I hope those that have been joining me are enjoying this Thursday, and we hope that as the community grows, we're going to have more and more folks joining this audio room, and we're going to be doing more and more stuff and bringing more guests as well. All right. So with that said, let's start with what I always start, which is where are we today in the product development cycle? So we are in the middle of sprint 116. Okay. Actually, no, 117. Sorry, my bad. 117. Okay, bad. I almost get 117. So our sprints are 2 weeks of development. So our sprints are 2 weeks development cycles, which means that at the end of every 2 weeks, you will get a new release. On every release, we aim at improving the platform with the best quality and giving the most value to our creators and their audience and their supporters. Okay. You have my promise on that. We have grown as a team quite significantly in the past, I would say, a month. So while things seems to slow down, believe me, they're slowing down because we're going to start running a lot in the future. So with that said, we're still working hard, and we actually have a pretty hefty sprint and release, or tentative release, for next week. So this sprint 117 is going to finish next week on May 7th, and we are hoping to bring you a lot of great stuff. All right. So let's talk a little bit about what we're working on and what might be eligible to be part of the release. Okay. So first things first, I know we wanted to release this on sprint 116, which was the last one, but we weren't able to because there were some issues that we wanted to take care of before we put it out there. But Profile 2.0 is definitely coming at the end of this sprint. Profile 2.0 will allow you, on web, because we already have Profile 2.0 on app, but this will allow you on web to have even more visibility to your content. On Profile 2.0, there's a lot of improvements that we're bringing. You're going to have all your content on the first tab versus only divided by tabs. You're also going to be able to see your camps, the camps that you are part of and the camps that you lead. And what's important is the number one place that every single user that falls into Fanbase is actually your web profile, believe it or not. They don't go to fanbase.app, they actually go to your profile. The reason is when you or anyone else shares your content or your profile, the users always fall in there. So what we want to do is we always want to make sure that journey from falling on web profile into becoming part of the community and becoming a follower and eventually someone that would help you monetize it's as flawless as possible. So every single increment that we do on web has a purpose, and this is going to be pretty important too. So we're definitely expecting, for you guys to start being able to build community even better with this web profile 2.0. We're also continuing on our automation for when it comes to moderation. Okay, so I mentioned that a month ago we went live with an enterprise moderation system that allows us to really keep a safe community and grab a lot of data that allows us to give more visibility to the content. And in this sprint, we're working into expanding that to the live vertical too. We used to have an all moderation system in the live vertical, and now we're swapping it for this new enterprise. And that's going to be big because not only, again, a safer experience on live, but also it will allow us to give more freedom to inside the live feed, okay? And that means more visibility to you. For those that are super users and like to do a lot of live stream, you will see a noticeable change once we start giving more freedom to the live feed, okay? So with that said, we're gonna continue working on the enterprise level moderation system. There's a lot that we still need to train and improve, but at the end of this sprint, we're hoping to expand it on the live vertical as well. We will continue, of course, with bug fixing. That's part of every sprint that we do. We're wanting to continue ironing out the experience, okay? And we're getting better. Sometimes, if you look sprint by sprint, it might not look that way, but when you look at the grand scheme, we came a long way from where we were a month ago, all right? And we're actually getting better with how we're gonna be tackling issues inside the platform. And this is part of me giving you visibility. As we onboard a product owner, one of the great things about having a product owner is that we can get a full ownership on how we tackle prioritization, what we prioritize, how we handle the backlog. And so we're gonna get better and better on how we fix issues and how quickly we do it as well. And hopefully you guys are gonna be noticing that as well, all right? And then in every sprint, we not only do development, again, we do agile development, and agile development means that while one team is developing, the other team is doing something else. So for example, we might have the development team developing something that might come out in 2 sprints, but the QA team is testing and working on what's coming up on the next release. But also the product team is working on refining and prototyping what's coming next. And that's what I'm super excited about, because we are starting to refine 3 very, very large and significant improvements in Fanbase. One of those, actually, all of it goes around simplifying the product experience, okay? And that goes from simplifying and improving the way you search for users and content, simplifying the way you consume content inside the main feed, and even simplifying the way you create content. We actually had today a business refining meeting, and I'm super, super excited at the direction that we're going. And what I'm also more excited is that we're going to start doing a lot of exercise and involving you, the creator and the user, even before we lay any code inside the product, which is great, which means that our decisions are not just driven by what we believe might be best, by vision, by industry and competition, but we're being driven by what you want the most, what you like the best, and what gives you the most value. Okay. In fact, I have a little exercise that I want to do with all of you later on today, and I want to hear your opinion as well. But regardless, the simplification and improvement of the experience inside Fanbase has started. We've been talking about it for quite some time, but the team already started refining. And in fact, we're starting with a search simplification on next sprint, which is sprint 118. So big changes coming into the platform. Again, you might think that we're being quiet, we're slowing down. We're not. We are actually working behind the curtains to run and be very, very impactful. And I'm excited about that. Okay. Other things that we are doing as well in this sprint, I did mention we started doing a lot of automation within the product. Automation, for those that don't know what that is every time we build something, rather than have to give it to our QA team to test and do regressions throughout the entire functionality and make sure that nothing is missed, we actually automate it. So it automatically checks to make sure that the entire feature not only is designed as it was refined, but it works as such. That not only gives value to the feature that you're about to launch, but gives value to the entire product. Because a lot of times, especially in advanced products such as Fanbase, what you might work on here might affect something else out there. And what we don't want to do is anytime we do any releases, we're bringing value, but we're also by omission or something else breaks, right? And automation is a great way to tackle that. And we started doing that several months ago. And the team right now is, and you guys will get excited, is working on automation for the entire audio vertical, starting from the basics, which that means that as we continue bringing features for audio and anything as audio, we'll always make sure that the integrity of the audio experience is there. So, if you ever, suddenly, hey, I can't access this room for any reason, those kind of scenarios will start being less and less frequent, just because not only we're getting better at developing, but we're also getting better and having more coverage within the product on automating these things, okay? So exciting, it's happening today. And this is a lot of the invisible work that most of the time you don't hear from other companies. They do it, but I find value, especially as we grow, to give you visibility over that, because as we are in the middle of a race, it's important to know how also we use our money and how we envision improving the product and growing Fanbase. It's not an overnight success. Isaac and I always emphasize on that, and it takes a lot of effort and a lot of strategic decisions. And these are strategic decisions that we're taking from the product side, and we feel are the right decisions. All right. So lots of things going on in this sprint, which is sprint 117. Let me see if I forgot anything. Another thing that we're doing too, and this is another reason why for those that Android that sometimes feel left out. I don't know why, because we're always taking care of Android people, is we are doing a very thorough work with the UI UX team in making sure that the experience for both iOS and Android are equal and are as best as possible. So we actually have one of our UX UI specialists. She's done an amazing job into scrubbing the entire platform from first click to to log out, which of course never happens, right, guys? We are comparing buttons, colors, experiences, and what we're doing is, as we develop all these things, we're improving those experiences to match them. Okay. Now, I'm not saying that the experience in iOS is better than Android or vice versa, but there's still slight differences, and some of those differences has an incidence on your experience. So I want you guys to know that we're tackling that as well. All right. So again, all good stuff. There's a million other things that we should be doing, but I did tell you at the end of last year and at the beginning of this year that we will be focusing a lot on foundational things, and that's exactly what we're doing. Okay. So it might not be as exciting as back in the day when we're saying, oh, we're bringing watch party, we're bringing this, we're bringing that. We're gonna get there, I promise you. But foundational is key, and that's what we're doing right now. And we're trying to do it as best and as quickly as possible. And I think we're making great progress. All right. With that said, let's take a pause here before we go into what's coming up on Sprint 118 and the roadmap and the exercise I want to do. Let's go into the chat and see if anyone has any questions. You guys always have questions or feedback. What's up, guys? I'm going through the top to bottom, so I don't miss anything. We'll be able to have stream keys soon. I hope so. But again, we got to go through this foundational. There's no point of us giving you guys RTMP when you still have some things some basics that we need to cover. Because again, it's not about having amazing features only. It's about having amazing features, amazing community, and enabling you to truly monetize and be different. And we can just keep the foundationals, and that's what we're doing. But I promise you, the RTMP and Stream Keys is 100% part of our roadmap, and we're gonna finish it. Let's see, Al. No, I mean we don't have any type of updates that would cause anything like that to happen. What I would recommend is please shake your phone, report this to support, so we can follow up. And if you already did it, I'll make sure to follow up as well. But no, that's not normal. Maybe something else happened. So make sure you follow up, please. All right. Let me see. Sometimes I accidentally join an audio room. Is there a way to ask confirmation? Do you want you? So it's a great question, and it's a great scenario because we've seen that before, and it happens to me sometimes. Sometimes I'm on my phone and the notification comes and I touch on it, and suddenly I'm inside an audio room. And you know how it is. When I get an audio room, they want me to go on stage and talk out there. So what we always need to find the middle point is between speed and also freedom of choice. Okay, so I think it's a great statement. Now we might not do that at all times, just because a lot of the times we want people to be able to just do one tap and get what they want, right? And so we've been having conversations about that, the psychology of suddenly finding yourself inside an audio room when in reality you don't want to be there. So there's definitely ways that we can do that. But I know that notifications, it's something for audio, is something that brings those kind of questions. All right. Ooh, I see Elon Musk in here. Thank you, Elon, for joining. I know you would love to be part of Fanbase or have Fanbase. I know chance. All right. What's going on? I see some of the Fanbassadors out there. What's up? Let's see. I love SSO. I was able to log in into my third profile that I forgot to log in for. Awesome. Yeah, that's part of it. So SSO is basically being able to sign up or log in through Google or Apple. And since we actually went live, we've seen an improvement on conversions, which was one of the objectives, which I'm super excited about. We brought SSO really because we wanted to make the sign up, login as seamless as possible. We know that when you share a piece of content out there and someone says, "Oh, this is cool," and they want to download Fanbase, we want them to be able to sign up through Fanbase as quickly as possible and then get your content or your profile as quickly as possible. And we're seeing some great what we call success KPIs related to that release, and it's exciting because once we go through the simplification and as we grow, we definitely want to make sure that the conversion for those users that want to join Fanbase is as high as possible. So I'm glad to hear that some of you are enjoying that as well. All right. Let's go search. Yep. We want users to be able to connect to other creators as quickly as possible as well. And we're going to cover some of the basics. And in fact, we're going to be encouraging through that for all the users to take the basic steps that you should take inside Fanbase, such as making sure your profile is completed, make sure you have everything completed, because those are simple things that will get you closer to gaining followers and getting visibility for your content and monetizing. Okay. All right. Let's see. What else we have? Rama, what's the Sonic Room? I'm not sure what you're talking about, Gary. I don't know what the Sonic Room is. I know who Sonic is, believe me. If you can give me more details, I'll be glad to answer the question. The RTMP will push that Fanbase product to the world. It will. But again, you can have the best feature ever, but if the experience to get to that feature is not ideal, then you're kind of just trying to cut corners, and that's where we are. We don't want to cut corners. Will we be able to schedule our rooms manually? Yes. So let me talk a little bit about schedule audio rooms for those that don't know about it. So we developed schedule audio rooms last year. Okay, so if you go to fanbase.app/audio on your browser, okay, you're going to be able to see two things. The live audio rooms that are going on today, right now. So if you go there, you're going to see my audio room there. And then you have a tab next to it that says upcoming rooms. Those are what we call scheduled audio rooms. So we handpicked specific audio conversations that happens in Fanbase that we think are not only happens every week, so you gotta be consistent, but it's also great topics of conversations that we want everyone to be able to put them on their calendar and make sure they attend. So right now that's handpicked by us, and we did that as a pilot first to make sure to see how it worked. But the roadmap for audio rooms is definitely to give you the schedule tool to you, okay? And you're going to be able to do it through the app itself too, not just having to reach out to Fanbase and do it manually. So to answer your question is yes, it's part of the roadmap. Right now, if you still want to have your audio room as part of the schedule, and you believe that the topics that you cover and you're consistent, I can't stress that enough, guys, you have to be consistent. Imagine if your audio room is up there and then someone says, oh, you know what? Let me pick one. I'm going to pick one. At 3 p.m., we have the art of storytelling, and you go in there and then nothing happens, then it's disappointing for the user, and the user is going to be, so consistency is key. Believe me, this is coming from a guy that travels all the time, has a million things, but I'm so committed to this audio room at 5 p.m. In fact, I can say that there's only one time throughout the last 3-4 years that I missed my Thursday Tech Talk, and it was because that day I had surgery, and I couldn't even wake up. So I had an excuse, but you have to be consistent. So if you want to be part of the upcoming audio rooms, reach out to marketing@fanbase.app, give them all the details about your audio room, and they'll consider you, and they might ask you some questions. But that's another way that you can have your schedule room and get more visibility. Okay. All right. Let's see. What's up, team? Are you causing trouble, team? Don't cause trouble, man. All right. Let's see. I'm going through there. We can't take off without speed. Amen to that. That is true. Isaac and I have conversations all the time, and it's natural. For him, he has this vision and he wants to implement it as best and as quickly as possible. And I told him when we started, growing the team, and we not only grew the team, but we also, we had new people or skill sets between our tech stack, that were more senior. And in every onboarding, you slow down a little bit, but then you start running. I was telling someone today, in the past, I want to say month, and we had 12 new members, and 12 new members is onboarding, and they got to learn the product, and they got to learn the process, and you got to enable them, So, but we're getting there. We're going to gain speed, and we're going to fly. All right, let's see. What else? I see some of you defining what speed is. RTMP speed. Ads is speed. We'll talk a little bit about advertising too. Again, I'm not to minimize the ideas and the features, but it's everyone can have a great idea, but how you implement it and how impactful it is, I think, is the harder part of that. So we definitely have a very robust roadmap with great ideas, but we want to be really good at implementing it. We know we are. You guys that know us since day one, you know that we can run and we can build, but we got to get better at building. So let's see. Who is, what's going on? Marketing mom here, moving in that way. Who is responsible for updating it now? I'm not sure. Who's responsible for updating the scheduled audio rooms? Marketing. Okay. And if you guys feel like it's not getting updated, please let me know. I'll be more than glad to go at the person responsible and let them know that things are not getting updated, but they should. Okay. Rama, on Instagram, there is a Sonic Room ATL. Just wanted to know if it's like a partnership or something. Oh, I see what you're saying. Sorry. Yeah, they actually reached out to Fanbase because they wanted to come and do a press junket at Fanbase. So they did come to Fanbase. It was a really great day. So that's why you're seeing the content in there. Sorry about that. And they actually are going to hopefully create some content in Fanbase as well. Let me see. All right, what else? You can't say consistent. Okay. Well, like I told you, Doctor, if you feel like it's not being consistent, please, let me know or email marketing@fanbase.app and they'll take care of it. Let's see. Joyce, I'm waiting on the next 1 million MAUs. Only Rama knows if the app can handle it. Come on, we can handle it. I know, handle it. It's a very broad statement, and I'll tell you why. Handling 1 million MAUs, you got to handle it at the infrastructure level, you got to handle it at the architecture level, and you got to handle it at the experience level. Okay? At the architectural level, I can tell you that we can handle it because we have actually a very dynamic and robust infrastructure. Could it be better? Yeah, it can be better. In fact, right now what we're doing is we're doing an external audit of our infrastructure because we want to understand what we could be doing better, not only for scaling purposes, but also for costing purposes. As we grow, you got to be very careful of the decisions that you make for your infrastructure because they can be costly, right? So at the infrastructure level, I think we can definitely handle it. At the experience level, we could handle it, but I don't think the retention would be as good. I did mention several times that our number one priority is retention. So that's why all the simplification work that we're doing today and in the next quarter are going to be key. Because then once we do that, I think we're very confident that we can handle a very great experience of 1 million MAUs and retain them. That's the biggest thing. We had more than 1 million MAUs in January when the TikTok thing happened. But the key here is retaining them. It's not getting them. We can get millions of people through Fanbase tomorrow. But again, the key is to make them love it so they stay, they keep coming, and they keep spreading the word. And that's something that we're working on right now. Okay. All right. Let's see. What else? What else we have here? I'm going through some of the questions. Put an update improvement into the DMs. If you reported campaign Dre, definitely is going to be part of the DM queue to fix some things. Okay. Hello, I've been trying to load the Fanbase app on my laptop and tablet through Google Play and can't. Why can't I get the app to load? Okay, so let me tell you a little bit about that. We're still a small team if you think of what we're doing. We're a product development team of 20 something getting to 30. And as such, we need to prioritize what technologies we support. And the way we prioritize those things is we need to focus on the biggest audience, right? So it would be very imprudent for us to build the app to support every single device out there, because that means that we'll have to maintain and consider every time we refine and we prototype every single device out there. For Android, there's more than 20,000 devices. For iOS, it's less than that. And then you have other devices, such as laptops, right? So what we do is we focus primarily on supporting the latest devices, native devices, which are, iOS and Android devices. Okay, and when it comes to Android, we try to tackle, the mainstream ones. Again, there's 20,000 ones. Now, what happens here is, and I don't want you guys to start getting to the fight between Apple and Android, please, not there yet. With Apple, what they've been doing is they've been streamlining their products. So if you build something for an iPhone, it actually has a very big chance that it's going to work also on MacBooks Pro. That's the example with Fanbase. In fact, right now, I have I'm doing my audio room from my iPhone, but I also have the app open on my computer, on my MacBook Pro. Now, there are some differences, and there's some things that they don't work as well, but they work. When it comes to Android and tablets for Android and so on, that's a different thing, because we do have to do separate development to make sure that they work for certain tablets. Again, it's not that we don't want, is that as a business, we got to be very conscious of where we put our efforts. And right now, putting our efforts into making Fanbase accessible for specific Android tablets does not make sense for us today. Now, it might change in the future, but today, I'd rather spend the time making sure that the Android on the mobile devices experience is amazing before we move into any other devices for Android. Okay. Joyce, when it comes to bots, the best thing that you can do is, and hopefully, let me see if he's still here. Yeah, he is. Okay. Make sure you report them so you can help us build patterns. I mean, we understand that it's a lot of bots, but the best thing that you can help is to let us know about it. I'm not expecting you to take care of that. Let us do it. We actually, when we did the moderation, we revamped the bot system, but it needs training, and you guys can be part of that training as well. Okay. All right. Let's see. Let's see. I think you guys are already talking about Android versus Apple. Whose birthday is it? Woo! Big scale. There you go. Here. Happy birthday. I'm going to give you some love. There you go. Happy birthday, Vizquel. We appreciate you. Hope you're doing well. All right. Let's see what else. Any other questions, guys? Woo, it's 5:36 already. Let's see. Okay. Thank you, call me MJ. I appreciate you guys saying that. That feels good. Again, I'm not here to feel good about myself and what we're doing as a team. It always helps, and it's nice to hear that you guys are seeing a difference. So we get better, and we build and we improve out of things that are not there, not working. But I always take someone saying that things are working. That's great. Well, Gary, I'm glad you heard that. When carousel. So Gary, I did mention one of the simplification efforts that we're doing is content creation. Carousel is going to come right after that, but I'm telling you, the way we're going to streamline content creation is going to be so powerful. That it's going to be so simple for you to create content that, I mean, carousel is going to be secondary after that, but carousel is going to come right after the content creation simplification. Basically, what we're doing is we're standardizing how you create content across all alike verticals. Okay. Let's see. Oh yeah, shout out to the marketing team. So the marketing team are always looking for new creators out there, because we do highlight them in our creator newsletter. So I'm glad to see that one of you saw it. And every month, and all you gotta do is just create great content, build community, and the team is always watching. So, all right. Okay. All right. Well, let's take a break from questions and feedback. Let's move on to the next topic, which is something that I want to ask everyone. Okay, let's do a little exercise that will also go into the roadmap. And I know some of you what you're going to say, because you've been saying it all the time, and it's okay. You can come to this audio room and repeat the same thing over and over. Rama, we want dark mode. Rama, we want thing. It's okay. It's not. I'm not gonna say you already asked that. Okay, but I'm gonna give you 3 areas of the platform in Fanbase today, and I want you to tell me. It doesn't hurt to dream and ask, and it's free. And you can even make money out of it, because if you give me something great, I'm gonna give you some love. I'm gonna give you 3 areas in the platform, and I want you to tell me through the chat, what would you like to see, and how is that gonna make you a better creator or get you closer to monetizing in Fanbase? That's important. I know that we have character limitations, so you gotta be very thoughtful. Number 1 is, I'm gonna give you 3 areas in the platform, and I want you to tell me what would you like to see and how that's going to make you a better creator and to monetize better. All right, so let's start. Number 1, the search, okay? So the search, I consider everything that is what we call the dynamic search, where you can view content, find content, connect with users, and even see what's trending. What would you like to see differently or there that is not there, and why is that going to make you a better creator? All right. Oh, I see how sexy Fanbase will look in dark mode. Oh, yeah. Well, guess what, Joyce? We are actually going to start working on dark mode as we are simplifying the platform. So there you go. Finally, it's there. We're starting to work. We're going to phase it out, but dark mode is coming. Okay. In fact, today we had a conversation about that. All right. Let's see. I don't know about better creator, but answering as a product person, Flix and audio needs to be moved to the footer search and notification should be. Duran, okay, I'll take it. I'll take it. Duran, you and I talked about this a very long time ago. I do have good news is that part of the home feed revamping is we're revamping the entire experience. So things are going to change on the header and footer. That's as much as I can say. So Duran, just like the accent on your name, by the way, it's not there. I don't know why, on the chat at least. This has also finally come here. So we're definitely looking at that. Let's see. What else? What else we have? I love those. Dark mode, yeah, we heard that already. Specific content subjects you can click on. Okay, I like that. So basically, almost like categories, right? So you can click on those and then it takes you directly to the categories rather than just find it. Okay. Via hashtags. Okay. I see you guys still use hashtags. All right, waiting for your rapper now, Rama, with the metaphors. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Being able to search for hashtags in order to know your competitors on Fanbase is part of the creating process, trying to stay ahead of the curve. Now, what do you call, like, interesting, what do you call in order to know your competitors on Fanbase? Tell me a little more about that, Jamie. I'm curious about that. And if you want to come on stage, I'll bring you on stage and we talk. Just put up your hand. It's been a while since I got someone on stage. Let's see, what else? What else we have? What else we have? Rama, can you read my comment? Ooh, Kimi, sorry, just so many comments. Let me see, what comment? I'm going up. I'm coming up. Do you mind repeating it? Just go ahead and repeat it again. I'll promise you'll read, okay? What is Darmo going to do to bring more people? Well, the thing is, like, if you stop everything to just work on dark mode, I can see why someone would say that, right? But the way we're developing is as we develop things that are going to, again, the problem for us is not bringing people, guys. We are organically bringing thousands of people every day, believe it or not. The problem and the challenge is retention. That's different. How you keep people in here. Okay, that's number one. But as we work on those challenges, which is retention, we can actually rework and consider things such as dark mode, right? So we're almost like tackling several things at once while you're focusing on the one thing that will really make a difference for Fanbase, which is the retention, okay? Let's see, new user icons. Okay. Let's see, GIFs or GIFs in chat adding functionality. All right, you guys are going all over the place. You're going beyond search. I like that. It's all good. It's all good. Free fall, free fall. All right, let's see what else. We have sorry, guys, my chats are jumping back and forth. Hashtag buttons instead or with trendings. Okay, trendings, I take that. Definitely. Let's see. As a 2 years, there was no live chat, but today there is live chat section. There is, that's true. AI can recognize your video and where it fits content categories. Oh, yeah. AI will definitely be part of a lot of this. So content categorization is something key. We are going to, so you guys know, I can't say much about it, but we are doing a big scoping and revamping of the entire algorithm. And as part of that, it challenges us on how to categorize and involve AI as well. Hashtag is all news. I heard that. Ooh, you guys are gonna fight over hashtag now? Search by location. Okay. So doing like a local search, Destiny, something like that. I like that. There should be a new user icon. Can you guys tell me a little bit more? Give me examples of new user icons. I'm curious about that. In the meantime, let's see, Rama, I would like to have the app to give love to cats because not always is the camp Arthur open in the room. I am so, camp, okay. Oh, camps or cats? I'm confused now. Sorry, Kimi, tell me. All right, let's see. What else we have here? There's a lot of data with hashtags. There is. I mean, there's a lot of data that can be parsed from words, period. But we have such technologies today that we don't have to rely on words either. You know what I mean? Smarter search. I shouldn't have to fully type a name before I suggest I users. Amen, Nolan. Well, guess what? It's gonna be coming very, very soon. We're gonna be improving the type search big time across infrastructure and user experience. People search content all the time via hashtags. Okay, I hear you. Let's see what else. Rama, you know we haven't had an enhancements to the chat since it was launched. Not true. Not true. There's been a lot of enhancements in the chat since it was launched. We launched the chat without history, for example. So you used to be able to join in the room and you couldn't tell what happened before. We right away, I think 2 sprints after that, we did that. Then we brought lab on chat. You didn't have lab on chat when we did that. Then we brought being able to have more tools on chat. So we did a lot on chat. But again, there's so many things that we went back to the foundational before we continue. All right, let's see. What else? We're gonna do a few more minutes of this and then we need to start wrapping up. Search California and results show the content from and about that state. Okay. Well, wouldn't it be great that you didn't have to search for that location, you just recognize it? All right, let's see. Oh, I see what you're saying, like do a logo or a cartoon version of the icons. Okay, let's see. Excited for the new profile upgrades. Okay. All right, what else we have here? Come on. For those that joined late, I asked a question. It said, actually, I'm gonna give you all areas because you guys are giving ideas for every area, but through simplification, what do you think are most important to you as a creator? If you don't consider yourself a creator, think again, because in Fanbase, everyone is a creator because you make money out of your content, your comments, and everything. But what do you think will give you value as a creator and will help you monetize better when it comes to search, home feed, how your content is visualized and how you visualize content, and then content creation? Go. Let's do 5 more minutes of this. I see what you're saying, Joyce. So basically give more features inside the chat, such as being able to delete, reply to it, and so on. I hear you. I would love to too, believe me. But it'll definitely come that time. As we grow, one step at a time, I promise you. It's going to be a day that we're going to look back and it says, remember, let's see. I look at videos that didn't have hashtag in them. Yeah. Like I said, there's still a lot of platforms that use hashtag. I know we use hashtag, but as technology evolves, it's being used less and less, and it's not a big variable into categorization of content. Through AI, there's a lot of that. All right. Let's see, and we actually do. We're getting better and better with the way we categorize content and how we do, and we go beyond behind hashtag as well. You know how it is. Hashtags can be manipulated too. People will like, I'll just use this hashtag because it's trending. See what I get. I'm hunting for views. More robust on-demand recording and posting tools. Maybe promote template creators here for Flix. Yeah, I love that. So what you're talking about, Jamie, is what I consider more like clipping, right? Being able to clip, being able to boom. I just had a great conversation. Let me clip it, boom, share it out there. Yeah, I love that. It's something that Isaac brings a lot and is definitely in our radar. Okay, polls in audio. Okay, more engaging tools for audio, right? All right. Let's see. Room polls. Okay, we got AI. We got AI. We use it. We got AI using it in the background for many things, but we definitely want to expand it and give the AI to you guys. Sound effects as options for speakers. GIFs. Yeah, no, GIFs is definitely going to be part of the roadmap. Let me see. Introduce a multi-feed mode that creates a standard environment for all. Scrolling through flicks, you may scroll through another. Okay, Nolan. No, what are you doing? Are you in the Fanbase office? What are you doing? I love that. I love that feedback. Live stream other rooms. I hear you, Nolan. It's a great piece of feedback. All right. Woo! 9 minutes left. All right. Well, as always, guys. You guys have. I know that a lot of times you write this down, and some of you probably have them writing in the wall, saying, "Next time I get Rama, I'm going to remind him about this. I'm going to tell him." But these are always great ideas and great feedback. And for us, it's important to listen to these ideas. And as we grow, we're going beyond just your ideas. We're asking creators out there in the world what they like, what they don't like. And as we grow, we want to be different. We want to be special. We want to give value to creators. So all of this really helps. So I appreciate it. All right, guys, let's do a quick recap of where we are and what we talked about today. For those that joined late, we are in the middle of sprint 117. Next week, we're going to have another release. It's going to be a hefty release. I have in front of me. If QA and leadership approves, we're going to have Profile 2.0 on web. So you're going to be able to have more visibility of your content on web, which will help you bring community into the platform. We are doing some performance. I didn't mention this, but I'm seeing it now here. We're doing some performance improvements for the feed, not only for now, but for the future as well. That's a little bit of invisible work. We're rolling out a new layer of moderation for live stream as well. So to improve the community on that side, and then be able to allow better visibility of live stream content. We're doing bug fixing. We're doing a lot, but we're being very conscious of how we prioritize bug fixing. And we're also starting to work on improving and simplifying the Fanbase experience. That's our number one priority. We're going to be improving drastically how you search for content and users, how you connect with users, how you visualize content on the home feed, what's the experience, how you get to the different content types, and also how you create content, okay? And all the work that we're doing is not only we're doing it for the short term, but we're laying foundations for even bigger things that comes in the long term, okay? When times is right, I'll share, but again, going through foundational is important to us because we're trying to drive improvement in retention. And then I'm telling you guys, once that's improved, it's going to be all downhill and fun for here, and we're going to be able to start tackling all the fun features that you've been talking about, carousel and recording and so on. All right. We also talked about you guys actually had some great questions, and we talked about some of the things that you would like to see as a creator inside Fanbase, and we hear you. We always hear you. And if you don't feel like this is your only space. If you ever something comes up in your mind, or if you have an issue, the best way to voice yourself is just shake your phone, open a ticket, let tech support know. And I think the guys have been doing a great job. We should be catch up with all the tickets you should have heard from us, even if we're telling you we're investigating it. But if not, please reach out again and let them know. But we're really on top of things there. All right. With that said, that's all I have for today. Next Thursday, I'm hoping to bring our newest team member, our new product owner, so we can do a watch party from the Fanbase office. And we're going to have a great time. We want to hear about her experience and her perspective. What I love about us bringing new talent and new skill set is that we get new perspective and new experiences, and they challenge us. I'm a big believer that the way you get better is by being challenged. And sometimes it's hearing those things that you might not like, or those things that you like, you might not agree. And everyone in Fanbase, those that we have been here for a long time, we're excited about bringing new skill sets from people in the industry that have a lot of experience. We're bringing ex Meta, ex LinkedIn. There's a lot of experience that is coming into Fanbase, and we're getting better because of that. So next Thursday, make sure you let people know. It's going to be a special Thursday, I'm hoping, and we'll definitely go through the basic conversations that we have every day as well. All right. With that said, my beautiful users, creators of the world, thank you for being here today. I'm going to be here again next Thursday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. I encourage you to also join our Tuesday Town Hall that happens every Tuesday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. And also create conversations, share conversations, create content, share content. That's the best way you can build community and you can help Fanbase grow. I know a lot of you guys do that already, but don't be shy. What's the worst that can happen? You might be making money. How can you get that worse than that? Thank you again. We'll see each other next Thursday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. And I hope you guys have a great rest of the week. All right. Take care.